Peace and prosperity be unto all who's listening and watching. It's your girl, Shaeranea, right? And I'm back with another video. And today we're going to talk about 24 triggers that you may want to be aware of. And when being triggered, it stems from your emotions. So be aware of these 24 different, triggers that can cause you to react in situations, circumstances in your life because of how someone treats you, whether it be a loved one or just a random individual. You have to be mindful of how things make you feel, what you are feeling, why it made you feel that way. You need to be able to break things down to an elaborated point so that you can understand how to come out of it. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to be stuck in the rhythm of emotions. Emotions are great, great to experience, great for growth. But sometimes people can dwell a lot longer in some places where they should have grown out, okay? So like I said, it's a feelings, emotions. It's a state of being. Emotions is a state of being. It's a part of your experience. It's a part of this journey. It's something that we have to go through. So the first one is excluded, and it's being left out. It's feeling like no one wants you around, or no one really cares to let you be involved. So being excluded, just it's a like I said, it's a state of feeling. So how these things make you feel will ultimately define who you are as a person. So never let these emotions be the defiance of who you are, okay? So being excluded is fine. People invite you to go places. That's cool. If they don't, they don't, okay? You don't have to be emotional about it. It's not a big deal. I get it. You want to feel some sense of importance, but you need to have some sense of importance to yourself first, okay? Before you can have importance to other people, you need to learn how to have the greatest importance for yourself. You come first. So remember that. Okay, number 2 is feeling powerless in your situation, your circumstances, your life, no matter what it is, whether it's your job, you feel that, you feel like things are just not going the way you feel you desire it to be. So it's feeling a sense of powerless, and you're struggling with the sense of control and your need and desire to control things, right? So feeling powerless is number 2, and it can cause you to react in a way that you wouldn't normally react. So I suggest you guys pay attention to those 2 so far. Number 3, it's being unheard. And the biggest thing about this, especially when in conversations and converting with other individuals and having discussions, right? You want to be heard. You want someone to hear you. You want someone to understand your point of view and where you're coming from. And, just get the, perspective that you're coming with, right? Being unheard is the most hurt, experience people go through. And 1 is from the lack of understanding. And 2 is the lack of listening, right? And then 3 is just, the person either being too stubborn, not wanting to see your point, or seeing your point and just not mature enough to agree that, you are right. Not having that maturity to say, hey, well, you're right, and your point of view does challenge my thinking. You are correct, and, being a bigger person. So being unheard can be saw in many different perspectives, but the biggest thing is, have you heard yourself? Do you hear yourself? Do you understand what you're saying and what you're trying to get out there? Because when you can understand you, even when other people can't hear or understand you, that's all that matters, okay? Now, being heard is a good thing. And when people learn to listen and be more understanding of what your, life, then this will be a easier situation. So be aware to that one. 4, being stalled. The feeling of being in trouble for something that you never done, or just just someone being on your head all the time. Like, you don't do what people say that you're doing, and then someone just being really hard on you, right? Someone constantly on your back, on, like, here, yeah, do this, do that. Like off of Cinderella, do the dishes, do the da-da-da. Someone constantly scolding you about something that they could do for themselves, or something they can learn to how to do, rather than always expecting you to, right? Being scolded for either no reason or something you actually done. It could be either way, but it happens. Number 5, being judged. No one likes to be judged, and no one likes to be judged for a reason. Reason why you shouldn't judge people, because we all go through learning, growing processes. So the way one person is now is not necessarily how they'll be in a year, 5 months, 3 months, the next day. So for you to judge a person, or look down upon a person based on a situation or something that they've done in their lives, you are a cruel person, because we all have a chance to change, because there's room for growth for all of us, and we all deserve to grow, right? We all deserve this unlimited privilege or unlimited chance to grow, and it's infinite possibilities. We are not limited to being one way. We're not limited to one sense of career. We're not limited to one sense of talent. We're not limited to anything. It's only us who limit ourselves. The greatest things in this life is mindset and attitude. And those are the 2 greatest things that you can ever take with you. So, number 8. No. I done jumped. Number 6. Being blamed. Being blamed for something that you didn't do. No one wants to be blamed, but sometimes you can be blamed for something that you did, and then you want to convert it over to another person and make them feel guilty for something you done. And I believe that's the wrongest thing that anybody can ever do. Like, you should never put the blame on someone else. Okay, take on the responsibility of what you've done. If you've done it, you've done it. Okay, that's it. That's all. 7, disrespected. Feeling disrespected. Being disrespected on any realm of level is very inconsiderate of the person, or just somebody. I don't understand why people want to be disrespectful, but it's not rare, and it happens a lot. So if you're ever in a moment where you're feeling disrespected by another individual, you need to have a high sense of respect for yourself. And also, you need to learn how to, handle situations so that it demands respect in return. Now, you can't always control what people say, but you got to get your respect, okay? At the end of the day, people don't have to like you, people don't have to care about you, people don't have to care about any of that stuff, but people will need to respect you at the end of the day. The lack of attention. Not having the attention from your companion, or, just in general, like, people, we cling and desire for attention. Not necessarily, not all of us. Some people stronger than others, and some people less than others. But the thing about attention, everybody needs a little, even children. That's why they jump up and down, calling you, saying mom, dad, hey, look at me. We just, it's natural in us. It never went away from us as children. We just grew up into adults who never really got the attention we need. And, the thing about attention is everybody needs a little, not a lot. The kind of attention that you get, whether it be good or bad, really depends on your character and who you are and where you are in life right now. So just think about those things. Not being able to speak up about something because you're afraid to say, it's not good to be afraid to speak up. Like, feeling like you can't speak up about something to a person or about a situation. Like, people come out late after they've been raped or something. I get it, but I feel you should go ahead and speak out. I mean, whether you told it, 20 years later or that day, you're still scared as you were then, now. So the results would have been a lot. I'm not sure if the results would have changed as far as, like, the person getting busted. But I'm saying, speak up when you have the chance. Somebody's being abusive to you in your relationship, speak up. If somebody's, just mistreating you at your job, you speak up. You speak up against people who are doing you badly, because it is a choice to allow things to go on, and it's your choice to choose not. So loneliness, people go through these lonely phase, and loneliness triggers some people, but it's not like a big trigger. It's like a small, minor lonely, being lonely, the feeling of being lonely. And what that triggers sometimes in people can lead to sleeping around, and the lack of self-worth, the lack of self-love, the lack of everything. And then people just go around sleeping about with anyone and everyone who doesn't deserve them, right? I do believe that a person is worthy of being with a person at times in their lives. Now, I feel that there's times in all of our lives that we all just don't have a point of sense of not knowing oneself, and we drift about where we don't know self-worth, don't know self-love, and we just just share ourselves with anybody who doesn't deserve us. But when you learn to love you, then you no longer feel lonely. You no longer need to go about doing things that doesn't deserve you or doesn't serve purpose for you. Okay. Afraid of being honest, afraid of telling the truth because you don't know the response or reaction of the person. No matter what may happen, never be afraid to speak your mind. Never be afraid to speak the truth, because the truth is way more important than, how people feel. You can't save people's feelings. You can't save people from the truth. You cannot save people from the truth. You have to be honest. Honesty is the most rarest trait, and people lack integrity and honesty in this world, and it's hard to find people with quality honesty. It doesn't matter if a person hurts your feelings, as long as they're honest and telling you the truth, despite your reaction or how you may feel about it. You need to get over yourself. People shouldn't be afraid to tell the truth. And I hate compulsive liars. So at the end of the day, if you can't handle the truth, then why are you living? Okay, because I live for this. I live for someone to be honest with me, because saving me from the truth isn't going to help me grow up. Like, that's not going to help me grow. So what's the point? Okay, number 12. The feeling of being ignored by, just being ignored, no one paying you any attention. Like I said before, these are just small, minor facts, like being ignored, overlooked, or whatever. 13. Made feel like a bad guy. So the feeling of being bad, the total bad guy, right? And then the person puts things on you and make you seem like you're all bad and this and that, but you're not. So be aware that people do make you feel bad for things that they done and want you to feel bad for it, so that they never have to take the responsibilities of their actions. Okay, 14. Forgotten, feeling unthought of. You think are you the compassionate giver, somebody who's always thinking about everyone, and you always often feel overlooked, like you feel not special, you feel no one cares about you, you feel like your life is not important, because everybody acts like your life isn't important, because every time a person speaks with you, they always have a need. Instead of saying, hey, how are you doing? What do you need today? Are you that person? Well, I'm just going to say that, it often happens in life. If you're a giver, it's a part of our journey, and, you just got to keep moving forward, 15. Unsafe. The feeling of being unsafe, whether it's with a person or just whatever you're experiencing, whatever your journey is, what is your dreams, the pursuit of your dreams, the process of your dreams, just feeling unsafe. So be aware of moments when you feel unsafe, and be really mindful of the environment, so you can know whether this is really safe or not, or it's just all in your head. You know, sometimes it's all in our heads. It's not necessarily that it's unsafe. It's just unsafe because we made it in our minds unsafe. Unfair. The unfairness of, you know, like when you have a lot of kids, you know, and you treat, you know, like one better than the other and the rest you don't you treat them like crap. You know, you should want to treat people equally. But in this world, fairness is not a big thing. So be mindful when you're like treated differently than others. It happens a lot. It's not a weird thing, but just be mindful of that. 17, frustration. We all get frustrated. We get frustrated at things we can't control. We get frustrated at any little thing, you know, anything in this life. We get frustrated, and it's part of our journey. So frustration is not, you know, big trigger, but we often have those. But you got to pay attention to what triggered the frustration in the first place. That's what you need to pay attention. Not the frustration itself, but what triggered the frustration. Why are you frustrated? What is the reason? How it come about? You know what I'm saying? So you can work on overcoming the emotion and what you're feeling so that it won't be a lived in state. Disconnected, not being in tune with the moment or not being in tune with the person that you're with. So the lack of connection between two people, or just being disconnected in the, you know, the present moment. So not being one with self, or not being one with another, or just not being content with life itself. So 19, being trapped. Being trapped is a sense of lack of freedom, not feeling free from, you know, whatever the case, somebody trying to hold you, tie you down, hold you back, prevent you from pursuing your dreams. You know, just got all these demands of how you should be, what they want, blah, blah, blah. You should know what you desire, and when people make you feel trapped, you should definitely run from them. Okay, you need a sense of freedom in everything in life, and if you can't be free to be who you are, do what you want, and live the life that you always expected to live, then if something makes you feel trapped, then you don't need to stick to it, okay? The lack of compassion. You can be doing something right now that you have no compassion for it. You just like, I'm just doing this. I'm just drifting in life. I don't feel nothing, you know, nothing when I'm doing this at all. And, you know, it's hard. You know, you have to get your learning experience. Not everything that you do in life will be a passionate purpose drive. A lot of things we do in life requires our, you know, to increase the mental capacity. So it's the educational purpose. You getting your experience, and the more you know, the better off you are in life. So when you feel that lack of compassion, just think of it as a learning experience. And, you know, you got to change your mind about the way you see things. So, yeah, you are not passionate about what you're doing. Is this helping you? In what way is this, you know, what you're doing helping you? Okay, is it helping you pay your bills? Is it helping you get by right now? Is it helping you achieve your goals day by day? Okay, if it is, then whether you are compassionate about it or not, because I'm not compassionate about my job at McDonald's, okay? I love service. I love to help people. I am completely at people's service. But I do not, when I say I do not, that's not my service, okay? It's not my kind of service, even if I like to help people. Okay, 21, uncared for. Feeling uncared for by the people that should care, or just in general, like being overlooked, neglected, or ignored. These are traits of, or needing attention. You know, these are all the traits that we as humans possess. We want to feel loved, we want to feel cared for, and we want to know that the people who say they love us really do by their actions. And most of the times, it's not always about what a person buys you, nor is it about the person taking you and getting you everything you want. It's all about spending quality time with that person, or having valuable moments, whether it's on the phone or through text messages. It's just feeling valued by those who love you, okay? Okay, 22, manipulated being played tricks on mentally. You know, people, you know, trick you up, make you feel bad about things. Those are mental games. People making you feel bad for things that you're not doing, you know, constantly in your ear about things that, you know, blaming you for things that they done, you know, the blame game. These are mental manipulations, and you must be mindful when people are manipulating you, whether it's emotionally, physically, or yeah, spiritually. You know, because people could manipulate you spiritually just as well. They can manipulate you as emotionally, you know, or physical. So number 23 is the feeling of being unloved, and it's the same with being uncared for. So we all want to be loved. We all want our, you know, families to love us. We want to know that no matter what we do, no matter what we may have done, no matter what mistakes we make, we want to know that we're going to be lovable no matter what. You know, you might not have the best attitude, but you want to know that you feel loved, that you're loved by those you love, right? That's life, you know. 24 is controlled. Feeling controlled. Feeling like a puppet, you know, feeling like someone's, you know, playing hamstrings in your life, and you have no say. You have no part over what's going on, and you kind of feel bad. You know, you kind of feel like you're not able to control your life, and that kind of sucks, okay? Because for one, you're always able to control your life. Your decisions, your mindset, the way you think, the way you eat, the way you feel. You know, you control a lot of things, but there's a lot of things you can't control. And I'll make another video on the things that you can and can't control. So, peace, love, happiness, and let's have an abundant year. I know things seem like they're just out in the wind. But you have to stay optimistic. You have to stay positive. You can't lose sight of your dreams, your hopes. You can't lose sight of the fact that there's a lot of good in this world, even when there's a lot of bad going on. And, you know, sometimes great things happen, so bad things can take place. And sometimes bad things so happen, so great things can take place too. So, you know, it's all a balance of yin and yang. You know, you got to have the good and you got to have the bad. You can't have one without the other. And it's the totality of the trinity of the unity of this life, and this universe is full circle. So same with love, it's full circle. And you know, when we give love and reflect what we want, you know, just work on these things, work on yourself, be aware of the triggers, be aware of how people make you feel, so that you don't emotionally go out there and hurt somebody, right? So you don't want to be an emotional triggered person. You want to be aware of what's going on with yourself. You want to take the time to do the diligent works and, you know, manifest your reality, okay? Love you guys.